Yes, I think we can hear you.
Hi there, this is Ishwar.
Ishwar.
Guys, can you hear my voice properly? I mean, is there any echoes of it?
I'm able to hear your voice. That's fine.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Ishwar, meanwhile, you take introduction of all the persons, other persons also joining.
Name and if you have any experience in SAP or non-SAP or domain, just
Yeah,
with
just I will introduce individually. Sudhakar, you start introducing yourself.
Hi Kishore, this is Sudhakar. Actually, I'm an ETL and database house architect. I have a lot of experience in Teradata and I worked in SAP PI, and then I'm also well-versed conversant with BW.
yes.
Hi, I'm Bhargav. I have experience on SAP CRM, technical, functional, and then on the a bit on the BI side.
Okay. Thanks, Bhargav.
Yeah.
Pradeep, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello?
Yeah, Pradeep, go ahead, please.
Yeah, actually, did you call me? I thought you just named me Sudhakar, but yeah, I'm good.
Pradeep, could you just introduce yourself, just in terms of two, 3 lines probably, in terms of your experience, your domain, any SAP, you can, because here I can see you as a PODS.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Pradeep, and I have experience in BW, BI, BAP, B1, BODS. Just want to learn HANA.
Great. Thanks, Pradeep. Sharad,
Okay.
could you please?
Yeah, Ishwar. This is Sharath. I'm working in SAP IS Retail and a supply chain consultant. So recently, our team developed some of the HANA reports where I was involved in providing the requirements, not specifically the team was developing in HANA, which I was not aware. So I wanted to know exactly how it was being done, and so I'm working in that field.
Okay. Thanks, Sharath. Great. Suresh, could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Suresh, and I have been working on AI and BO, BS, and as well as BO part in administration and enterprise portal technologies. I just wanted to learn HANA as well along with that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Can we start session now? Or still are we waiting for somebody? Sravanthi, you there? Okay. Guys, my name is Ishwar. I got more than 9 years of experience in SAP, BW, BO, and for the couple of while I'm started working on HANA. I got trained from SAP, and as part of SAP HANA, I'm the competency lead for my HANA all activities. When it comes to activities, I'll say pre-sales as well requests for proposals. Even we started working internally, where we can showcase the customer by implementing ourselves. So like this, if you are down the line, I'm well versed with BW, BO, and for the last 9 months, I am working completely for all HANA-related activities. How we can deploy the system with using all in a landscape. So there's my brief introduction about my experience. Now, let's start with the basic. Guys, can you able to see my desk?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so majority of the guys are all from SAP experience, so I'm not going to cover the little bit basics or something. So wherever, if you get any doubt, just ping me so that I'll take up some session, some time for the QA, so there we can address all those questions. Now, if you come to scenario where, at the end of the day, okay. So always we need to address the basic needs of the customer from either. Guys, I'm muting because I'm getting a lot of voice. I'm muting everybody. So whenever if you get any question or something, just ping me.
FSD Analytics.
Okay. So now better. There is no echo. Okay. So if you see from operational point of view where the requirements are different from analytical point of view, when you are referring to data warehouse, the requirements are quite different. If you see where you guys are very much familiar with the SAP systems, how it works, how much time it may take to load the data from your source systems to enterprise data warehouse. So moreover, if you look this diagram where on the left hand side you are seeing some yellow color. So while loading from your source system to your application, so which is taking much time from your database to application layer, and at the same time the majority of the performance where we have from at application layer. So whenever if your user is more interested to see the data, current as well historical data, so we have huge problems to get that data. Now let's say my user wants to see data immediately, where your data warehouse is minus 1 day delay always. Today data will be available tomorrow. So though we have huge applications, where SAP has come up with some kind of a ETL as well replication servers, but still, whenever if you are storing again, you need to take all your historical data to your enterprise data warehouse, and then on top of that, you will be having your budget tools to facilitate all your reporting needs. So SAP has come up with some kind of a hybrid solution in terms of all our software and hardware innovations to address these kind of solutions. If you see here in this, every time you need to pull your data from your source to enterprise data warehouse, on top of that where you can do reporting. Now, the change is that we'll be having something like your in-memory DB. From there, on a fly where I can do any kind of analysis with the immediate data will be available with a more supporting your real-time, addressing all your real-time data. So far any questions, guys? Guys, any questions?
No.
Okay, thanks.
From my side.
Now let's go to...
No,
yes,
so
please.
what, so what actually you are doing here in the in-memory DB? Are you pulling all the data, or you are only pulling the data which is required for the reporting?
Exactly, good question. Probably Sharath, right?
No, it's the Shwani.
Okay, give me some time, Ashwini. Probably we'll address that question in the mid of the session, because just we'll start with a single, it's a kind of a high-level overview. Probably if you give me some time, I'll address this in probably after 20 minutes. In the meanwhile, I'll come up some questions. Okay?
Sure, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Now, so when you say in-memory database is a database management system that primarily relies on memory for computing all your storage. So whenever any user run any report, it has to go back to your database. From there, it will pick the data. At the same time, it is going to your hard disk. From there, it has to pick. In contrast to that, where your data will be stored in memory, there is RAM. From there, anytime when user is running to run the report, from in-memory, it is picking all the data. So that's why we're saying HANA is very fast, super duper fast, what we call. So every time we are not going to go back to the hard disk From there we are not picking. So always from the main memory we are picking the data. Okay guys, again I'm muting all. So if you see, there are two reasons why we call HANA. A person from SAP, that is Hasso Plattner, he is one of the co-founder from SAP. So he is having his own institute where people used to do their MS as well, and they used to conduct some kind of a research. So when they started working on this application internally from SAP point of view, they picked up three different tools. One is T*Time, it's again some kind of a database, and TREX, and another one is SAP MaxDB. So using these three different tools, they understood that this is our core strong area, and by the time when they have started this project, already all the different appliances are available from apart from the SAP. If you look from Microsoft, Teradata, sorry, HP, all the different vendors. So then they come up, we need some kind of a solution which can boost up our query performance in terms of all our application database area. So that is the reason why we are saying HANA. So initially they need to name their product as a Hasso new architecture. If you see in the diagram, so from there they are picking 4 digits, HANA. This is the one reason, and another reason, as you know, it's a high performance appliance. Sorry, there is high performance analytics appliance. You can see that, but always remember it's not an even acronym, it's a word. Now going to again previous slide. So that is the reason why we say HANA. And basically HANA is a pre-packed and pre-configured appliance which works on in a different kind of hardware as well software innovations we have. So in a one word, if you say HANA, it's an analytic appliance which is completely from SAP software point of view as well as hardware innovations. So moreover, it's some kind of a database technology which typically supports your SQL, MDX as well BICS, that is a Business Intelligence Consumer Services. Finally, the bottom line is the conclusion. It's a one-stop for all your data needs. If you are referring to your whatever the transactions, whatever the source systems, you name whatever the system. It's a one-stop stopper for all your basic needs. If you go to next slide. So technically speaking, always SAP says this is the technical definition of HANA when you say, particularly from a technical point of view. It's a technology that allows the processing of massive quantities of real-time data in the main memory of the server to provide immediate results from the analysis and transactions. So always you see that it's immediate results. So moreover, the appliance has come up to address all your real-time needs. This is the high-level architecture. If you see from the bottom, you have all your source systems, non-SAP, BW. When you say business suite, that is part of all your SAP, ERP, CRM, all the systems. So this is your basic appliance. On top of that, you have your BOBJ reporting tools for the analysis as well. You have some it's supported for any third-party tools. Okay. Where can I unmute? 1 minute, guys. I am trying to unmute you. Space. 1 sec, guys. Okay. 1 minute. Guys, give me 1 sec. Just I not able to see that. Sorry guys, it was completely, I missed out. Yeah, now you are very much unmuted. So any questions so far, guys? Guys, you there?
Yeah, just 1 minute.
Sorry guys, I apologize for that. I missed out completely. I'm not able to see that. Any questions so far? Okay. So now, if you are referring to the hardware innovations, software innovations, and on the left-hand side, you can see we are referring multi-core architecture. So with the 8 by 8 core CPU per blade, we are saying that in a server where you can have a different kinds of blades, in single blade, I can have 8 different processors. Guys, can you please mute here, or else again I need to mute all. Thank you. So like that, when you are referring to your columnar stores, so that's in other words what we call C-store. So C-store is not a new, but in terms of application wise, it is a very old technology, but that time you don't have to support your 64-bit. So right now we have all the hardware, so that is the reason why SAP has acquired this Sybase company, which is very strong at columnar. So if you are referring to log-based replication, always we are using Sybase technology. So moreover, in HANA also, the 85 to 90% tables all are columnar stores. So now, when you are referring to hardware from technology-wise, the hardware affiliates, every time you need to take from the certified partners, that is Intel, HP, IBM, Cisco, Fujitsu, Dell, as well just recently 2 new companies added, that is Hitachi as well Lenovo. Now we have 7 different vendors. If you want to buy HANA appliance, these are the official authorized vendors. You need to get that hardware, and from consulting point of view, SAP or the partner SAP consulting firms will support for you. Now again coming to the software innovations. So we said row and columnar stores. So as you are very familiar with the table, that is nothing but your row, but when it comes to columnar store, it's more, for the reading purpose to support your real-time needs. The backend, if you are referring any table, now let's say I am pulling some kind of a table from ERP, that is Mara. When I pull that Mara, per default, it will generate some structure in HANA. That is nothing but by basic default it's a columnar store. So again, when it comes to compression, so in contrast to the compression, how it works, but here it will be working 100% compression. So as we have all the blades, so it will support majority of the things for partitioning, and even no materialized tables here. It's all no aggregated tables, what we call. So while at pulling any data from your source systems, when you are using SLT, we have an option of where I can pull only the new data. So whatever the changes we have, I can pull only that part of data. I'm going to next slide. Guys, so far any questions? Guys, any questions please? So sometime I'm muting you all because I'm getting a lot of echo. So that is the reason I'm giving some time, and after that I'm giving again mute, unmute, like that. So far any questions, guys? Ashok, Ashwani, Bhargav, Pradeep, Sharath, Sudha, Suresh.
As of now, no questions.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah, please, go ahead. Question, please.
Isma, can you repeat that? Can you go back to that previous slide, please?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. Can you just explain the left side one, that the hardware technology innovation, that the below of this there are different companies you mentioned.
Yes.
Can you just explain briefly about this one more time, please?
Okay. See, from SAP point of view now, let's say your customer wants to implement SAP HANA as appliance. So to bring this hardware, you don't get any outside. So there are authorized SAP hardware partners, so where you need to bring that hardware from these companies. So here you can see Intel, HP, IBM, Cisco, Fujitsu, Dell. Apart from these 5, another 2 companies are there, that is Hitachi and Lenovo. These are the 7 authorized SAP partners from hardware point of view. So all these are hardware certified partners. So SAP is already certified. These guys are the authorized SAP hardware partners for HANA. So if you are implementing HANA means you need to take all the appliance in terms of the hardware specific, whatever the blades, the basic configuration system, everything you need to take from these companies. Okay?
Yeah, got it. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's see here. So before SAP has coming, in the market, before introducing this HANA, so they tested by different kinds of taking examples. So this is the highest one where they got some huge data. Just imagine we are talking about 460 million records and 50 terabytes of data, with 70 retail locations. So when they are trying to run these reports, the immediate response time is 0.04 seconds. This is what we call proof points. So wherever if you see from SAP point of view while they are selling, the promoting HANA, so this will be the proof point, and the majority of the PPTs you can see this is one. So moreover here, consumer point of view, when you're talking, in terms of a retail industry, which is you'll be having huge data. So that is the reason why these guys have taken example for this with a 70 retail locations and with a 460 million records and 50 terabytes of data. Just imagine how much huge it is. So again, if you are referring to the previous slide, so why we are saying hardware innovations means, so here the RAM you are going to use is terabytes of RAM. So right now HANA supports for 4 terabytes of RAM. So that is the reason every time when you are referring that particular data, it will be stored in your main memory. From there, you can pick the data. Going to next slide. So what the customers get when you take HANA as appliance? Here you can see. So with an in-memory computing engine, Sybase replication server, and in-memory computing studio. So when you say HANA Studio or Information Modeler, both are same. So we have only one software called HANA Studio, which is used for your basic administration as well modeling. So when you are referring modeling, everything will be creating. Probably by the end of slide, I'll be logging into the system. I'll show you the basic, look and feel of the system. So what you don't have when you say HANA, you don't get any content, as you know, from BW point of view, how you get your BI content. And the bad news for ABAPers is there is no ABAP dictionary. Here you have only 2 layers, that is database layer, presentation layer. That's it. So no more application layers. Guys, again I'm muting you.
Do you know centrally how to stop? Come here. Come here. I'll show you something. Once I've gone, once this voice, whatever he's speaking ends, you should just go here and do a stop. Do you see a stop here? Stop that one, okay?
Okay, I go over to that.
And do it. Stop.
Guys, I'm
go.
muting you all. Okay. Now it's better. Well, so for particularly customer point of view, they don't get any business content or something or anything comparable to your ABAP dictionary. That is the reason why you have SQL script in the picture. And now coming to, so apart from that, when you say SAP HANA, that is a moreover from database as well, we have a couple of capabilities in terms of where you can pull data from anywhere, and after that with the use of HANA Studio, you can do some kind of a modeling, and then on top of that, with the use of business object reporting tools or any third-party tools, you can do any kind of a reporting. Now, if you see here, there are different ways to pull the data from different sources. In the diagram, we are offering more from SAP point of view. Say we have something called trigger-based replication. So what we call SLT, that is SAP Landscape Transformation. That is, in general, we will call SLT. So this is a one kind of a mechanism to support your real-time needs. So once you are pulling data from your source to SAP HANA system, in the source system, your SLTP configuration should be made. Once it is done, at any point of time, if you are pulling, the data will be immediately available for your needs. So moreover, to support your real time. But still, as you know, it's HANA is a new. Still, we have a limitation. It's a little bit limitations from, in some terms of your database point of view. But it's working fine as of now so far. And apart from this, we have some more mechanism, what we call ETL based replication. So now, any point of time, you want to pull your data from non-SAP point of view with the use of business objects, data services as a ETL tool, we can pull all the data. And apart from this, you have something called log-based replication. So moreover, to support your real-time need. So this is a more from, you can see in the diagram. From database, there will be a log file. So once the file is updated, automatically all the logs will be written in database. So apart from these three, we have something called DXC, what we call Director Connection Extractor. So moreover, from BW point of view, if you are pulling the data, you have all the standard data sources are available. Just to pull that data, we'll use this DXC. Guys, any questions, guys?
Yeah, Ishwar. So basically, I just have one question. Like SAP BW has already have the extended star schema where SAP has put all the intelligence, and they have claimed that it's good for the data modeling side.
Yeah.
Now even the SAP is recommended that SAP HANA is another good modeling tool even than SAP BW. So it is a bit a bit confusing again.
Okay.
Like extended star schema is a very good way to do the modeling. Why again the SAP HANA on the top of BW?
Good question. See, now we are talking about more from the extraction point of view. If you come to modeling, are you on the same page? That is slide number 12, modeling. You can see a small kind of screenshot, that is package, attribute view, analytics view. You can see the same page. Okay. So now coming to your question. So though we have all the things, but always the way how we look is the SAP ERP system is different for our operational needs. The type of system is which is OLTP. So always your OLTP systems tell how to run a business. But when it comes to OLAP, that will optimize all your basic analytical needs. So now the HANA is, it's a combine, it's a what you call hybrid solution where whatever the capabilities you can do with your OLTP as well OLAP, it's combining all the features in a single place. Now if you are referring to attribute view, at any point of time where on top of some different tables I can create something like the way how you do in BW, but why you have all these views, these views. So from source, always you need to delay. If you are referring to BW system, as you know, there is a 1-day delay. But in HANA, nothing. So immediately data will be support for your real-time needs. That's what we call real-time data. On top of that, additionally, in modeling, you can do any kind of requirements by the way you customizing how you write your ABAP code. But here we have something called procedures where you can customize and dig at any level. So that is the reason why HANA is saying you have more capabilities in terms of your OLTP as well OLAP. Yeah. Next question, please.
What are you guys bringing for lunch?
Yeah, Ishwar.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
in
please,
terms
go ahead.
of front-end side reporting purpose, do we have any new tools or the business object itself we can use on top of HANA? How it works?
Okay. So now let's say apart from the business objects, so SAP HANA supports for any third-party tools also. But here you have something called Analysis Office. that is through BICS interfaces, that is Business Intelligence Consumer Services, directly where you can push all your whatever the views you are created in modeling, directly you can use those and leverage all the reporting point of view with a basic native analysis you can do in Excel. That is what right now what we call analysis office. And though you have all your reporting tools, now see here you have your Webby, that is our interactive analysis in a 4 dashboards. That is nothing but formally that was known as your Excel CS. So Crystal Reports is the one such a beauty lies in Crystal Reports is that it can talk to any database directly. Here you can see with semantic layer, without semantic layer. So directly it has that capability. It can talk to any database directly. So now we are saying semantic layer, but formerly it was known as universe. So which is a semantic layer on top of that where you can do any kind of a reporting based on your operational needs. That may be if you are referring to your ad hoc reporting, then we'll go for Webby. If you want some kind of a dashboards, then we'll come to dashboards. If your needs, more formatted point of view, we'll go for Crystal. And where you want to explore your data at a runtime, so on a fly analysis, then you will go for Explorer. So these are the different ways on top of HANA with the use of business objects as a reporting tool you can use. So the source may be anything, where you can pull data from your ERP, non-SAP, BW, whatever the source. Does it answer?
Yeah, thank you. And one more thing in your previous slide again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here in the bottom you mentioned that business objects, data services as well, which are the below to that SAP in-memory database.
Yeah.
Is it a built-in tool which is available in the HANA, or do we need to buy it separately, along with HANA?
No. When you say HANA, if you are going to purchase with the hardware, you will get everything. So at any point of time, the software, which is what we call Studio, that's a free of cost. If you have access from directly OSS by applying your, what you call with just use what ID it is called, OSS. So directly you can log in and directly you can download, you can install it. But always the cost is from Appliance point of view. So with that, you will get all your database as well all the hardware. So that's what we call Appliance. So now, if you say here, the business object data services, if you are referring to the deployment options, that is a completely different game altogether, where you have some standard platform. So those are the editions. So you want me to cover that one or what?
I just wanted to know that, what is that in this architecture, for suppose if we have a BW system existed already, and if we want to go for HANA, do we need to buy the data services along with the business objects 4.0, all these software separately, or will it include in the HANA?
Okay, good question. Guys, I'm just changing to another slide pack. So right now, can you able to see as a HANA solution overview, business scenarios? Can you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, if you are referring in that manner, where what we call use cases, the way how you want to implement your system. Let me come to the last. Okay. So here you have something called SAP HANA Standard Edition, Extended Edition. So in the Standard Edition, you will get your replication for your SAP applications, and this standard won't support for your BW. At the same time, it won't support for your third party also. So very limited uses for your data services, and basically it's a one SAP application per SAP instance. But if you go for Extended Edition, in that you have all the support for your BW, third party, even BODS. So the way how you want to deploy the SAP HANA system, so that's what, if you are referring the use cases, always we used to address the customer needs. If customer is using ERP without BW, so what are the different cases? So that is called what we call operational data marts. So if the customer is using with ERP and with third-party system, without BW system, so then there is a deployment scenario which is, in other words, operational and agile data marts, what we call. So like that, we have a different use cases to implement HANA. Does it make sense?
Yeah, got it. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Yeah. Now going back to the demo now. So let's come to the architecture. So here, if you are seeing this, so this is the basic architecture from the appliance point of view. So this is your in-memory computing engine, then you have your session management, then you have all your request processing and execution control. So whenever a request comes, the session management will take care of that request, and once the connection has been established between the SAP source systems and HANA, then the request processing comes into the picture. So if it is related to your more from OLTP or OLAP point of view, so depend upon that, either SQL script or through MDX with the use of calculation engine to access the data, respectively it goes to your columnar stores. So that's why you are saying main memory. So at the same time you have persistent layer as well as disk storage. So always you have to have at any point of time you need to take a backup, you can do that, which all the data will be stored in terms of your physically in the disk storage, by the way, data volume or log volumes. Now, so on top of this all you have your reporting tools, and here you have your HANA Studio, that is IMC Studio, HANA Studio, both are same. So moreover from your administration point of view, modeling point of view. So if you are pulling your data from ERP, as I said earlier, with SLT, so where the replication agent will be there with the use of the load controller and replication server, we used to pull the data. So this is a more level, at a high level architecture view, you know, when you are addressing that particular need and depend upon that application, that will comes into the picture. Now if you are using BODS, then it comes to the picture. If you are referring to any third party or BW system, so this is the way how you notate in terms of the system wise at a high level. Now, this is the basic scenario right now if you are referring to your classical enterprise data warehouse. Now, all SAP systems are working on some third-party databases. If you see in this diagram, you have ERP 1, 2, non-SAP sitting on some database. So this is right now the classical enterprise data warehouse situation. Now the change is that this is already done, right now available. If you observe here, your database is replaced with HANA. You can see this. Right now on HANA, very much you can work your BW. This is available. So right now the latest version is HANA 1.0 with a support pack 4. The support pack 4 just recently released in Sapphire. That is the last month, which has happened in Orlando. So still if you observe there, the all ERP databases are still with the X databases. So that may come in the next version of HANA, that is HANA HANA, there is no 1.5 version. Probably SAP will come up with HANA 2.0. So when we get that version, the replacement of all your traditional databases with HANA, and where on top of HANA any SAP system can work. That is the going forward, the direction of SAP. Probably if you see, I'm referring to this slide. Okay. Give me one moment, guys. I'm referring to this slide. Basically, the vision of SAP is to replace all your traditional databases with HANA as a database. On top of that, any SAP application can work, irrespective of you name whatever the system, that is SAP ERP, CRM, HCM, whatever you name, whatever the system, it will work HANA as a database. On top of that, you have your the business objects with the use of business objects reporting tool for your reporting needs. So as I said, this is the roadmap of SAP. You have your 1.0 right now, where HANA as a database, and top of that BW is already working. So we're expecting the HANA 2.0. So once you got this, so you are using all the systems, your HANA as a database, and top of that any SAP application can work. Now, so there is a lot of confusion. When we have started this session, few guys said that, there is a bit confusion, right? Now let's demystify what do you mean by HANA in the form of enterprise data warehouse equations. So here, right now, today, if you see just now we come across with the 3 different diagrams. So right now in the classical enterprise data warehouse, when you say that is RDBMS with X, that X is nothing but BW, and now that RDBMS is nothing but your HANA, which typically supports your SQL, MDX, and BICS, that is Business Intelligence Consumer Services. Now, thus, the basic equation is your enterprise data warehouse solution is equals to HANA plus Y. Now, why we are saying it's BW? The BW is nothing but your SAP NetWeaver BW, that is 7.3. So right now HANA supports for only your new, that is BW 7.3. So that's why if you refer, always we are saying HANA powered by 7.3. So that is the reason. So going forward, which typically the conclusion of this slide is HANA going to replace your RDBMS. It's not BW. And always HANA complements and renovate your BW. So any questions, guys, so far?
So if we buy the HANA, so basically you said that HANA is come as a database which will work as a RDBMS system, and then what is HANA Appliance? Like it is some other application which sits on the top of a HANA database to do the configuration within that database, or like what?
Good question. Well, see, traditionally if you are speaking any servers where you should have all the different servers, so everything will be set up in place, and then on top of that your basic operating system comes into the picture. On top of that you will be having your database. So this is the basic scenario. But when it comes to HANA, so the basic HANA for HANA operating system is your sys Linux enterprise. So for the more from security point of view, for the you refer any SAP systems, always it's a Windows-based operating systems. But when it comes to here, HANA, which will work on only Linux, that's to sys Linux, and obviously you'll be having all the blades should be configured for your server. Respectively, for each blade, if you are using you have to use your multi-core processors. In a single blade, I can put my 8 different processors. Like that, if you are offering in one particular server with a 4 different motherboards, in each motherboard again you will have your servers. Like that, you can increase your capacity of the servers. So that's why we are saying hardware as well, more innovations from technology wise. The way you need to look HANA is 2 different ways. One is application wise, another one is technology. If you are referring in terms of the way how we work with HANA, so application is our part. So by using the application, how can you leverage and how can you provide the solution for the customer? And technology is something where basis guys will come into the picture in terms of all your administration purpose. So how you want to install your system, the way how you configure your blades in database, like that. So that is the reason if you are referring from SAP point of view, SAP suggests always like this. Now let me type something. Okay. Guys, can you able to see now? As it is still paused. Guys, can you able to see my desk? Guys, can somebody confirm?
Yeah. We can also.
Okay. Now I'm typing here something. If you see from SAP point of view, now let's say if you want to take up some training from SAP, always SAP says that we use HANA, what we call, that is 2 days, and then that is for anybody 2 days workshop from SAP. So after that, you need to take TZH300, that is for ourselves, for more from modeling and replication point of view. If you are a guy from completely the administration point of view basis, then you need to take TZH200. This is more from HANA installation and administration point of view. So this is the way how SAP given direction from training point of view. Now going forward, so there is no TZ HANA, TZH300 or 2ZH300. It is going to replace with HA. These are the official SAP tabs what I am referring. HA100 is going to replace with your TZ HANA with TZH300, and HA300 is going to replace your administration point of view. So this is the direction from SAP. Now coming back to the session again. So these are the different products already available in the market apart from the SAP. If you look at SAP here, Appliance you have HANA, the analysis is business objects, middleware, database, everything is there. But when you compare to all the different vendors, when you say Appliance, they are all just concentrated on Appliance hardware point of view. But SAP has come up by providing some, hybrid solutions, few kind of innovations from software as well hardware. So now, apart from HANA, we do have online training for BO reporting as well BODS, BW, ABAP users in SAP BW, integrated planning, and even we have SAP HANA pre-sales workshops. They're very short, probably 8 hours maximum. And apart from that, we have SAP PPC also. So these are the different sessions we have. And give me some time, guys. I'll log into the HANA system. I'll show you the basic look and feel. Guys, can you able to see my desk now? This is another I am accessing remotely. Can you see something studio? With a blue color background, you can see something called studio in the bottom. I'm in middle.
No.
So how about now? Can you able to see?
We are not able to see your screen. No.
How about now?
No, even now we are not able to see the HANA screen.
Okay.
No issue, not it.
Yeah. I think now you can see my desk with a modeler on a top, SAP HANA Studio. Guys, can somebody confirm, please?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So this is right now what we are speaking about HANA. So if you see, this is the basic screen and the central point for your HANA, where you have everything, the modeling part what you are referring, that is your package, attribute view, analytical view, calculation view, all this. And from administration point of view, the content and setup. So data provisioning what we call. So let's click that, what you will get. So here you can see. So load, replicate, stop replication, suspend. So these are the different options. So when you are pulling with the use of the technical name, you can see here load executed, which means this is already loaded. So these are the different tables I am loaded from the source. Your LIKP, LIPS, LIPS, KNB1, KNB4, TOO5U, this is text table. VBAC, there is a sales order, see one idea. This is more from your COPA point of view. So this is the way how you pull the data with the use of your data provisioning. Now going back, so here you have something called catalog and content. So in the catalog you have all the schemas here, and the content where the physical models are available here. So this is your package. Basically the package will store all your views and organize in a single place. There is nothing but your, if you are referring to BW, that's nothing but your info area. So when you say that, see that you have different attribute views, analytical views, like this. You'll be having different information models. Yeah guys, any questions so far?
No.
So Ashwar, when you say that you have replicated the table like KNA1 table, Mara table, so what actually happens at the HANA database level? It will actually pull all the content, or it will just pull the indexes or something like this? Like, will it actually the
No.
content? Yeah, please.
I'll show you. So when you are doing your SLT configuration, you are supposed to create some kind of a schema. In the same source, we have created the SAP SR3 schema. So in this, if you are referring these tables, so these are the different tables. When you pull, automatically all the tables will be displayed here. So these are the only tables which we pulled from ERP, not all the tables, because you will be having some thousands of tables, right? Now, whenever if you pull that, by default, it will write some kind of columnar store, and technically speaking, logically, it will be create some structure in the HANA database, and the type is columnar store. So here you will be having your table. Now let's say I want to see my Mara table. Just right click on that. Find the table. I say KNA1. See that? With the KNA I have this much, but I am referring this one, KNA1. Okay. See that? This is my table which I pulled from the source.
As you just loaded, yeah. So as you just load the KNA1, so okay.
See, pretty simple. So when you are replicating table from your source, it is technically from database point of view, it will write the basic structure with the use of your columnar store. Technically it will write down the same structure. Now the same structure is available. That's why for the first time there is initial load. But with the support of your huge hardware, it is not going to take much time. But every time when you are next time, let's say some few changes has been done for the same table, you want to pull that, the new modified data, yes, you can pull very much. So there we have something called replicate, right? Now let me go back to the same data provisioning. See here, you have something called replicate. For the first time, we'll use to say load. So when I say load, from the source, whatever the data you are having in your source system, it will be pulling all the data available in the table. When you replicate, so let's say already some couple of days back you pulled the data. So now you've done some changes for the table. The new modified, that will be picked from here when you say replicate. Does it make sense?
When you say change, is the change for the structure or the data in the table?
No, whatever. When you are referring to, in terms of where your users have posted some values for the table, so that is new modified data. So I can pull that data. But here we are not, when you are doing any changes, so again you need to replicate that. That structure should be available in this table, right, when you are doing some changes. So for that, you need to put your initial load. So when you click that load, it has to pick. So whether it's a standard table or a customized table, whatever, but every time when you are pulling the data, you need to pull in the form of some tables. If you are referring even BO days also, we used to pull data with the use of those basic underlying tables. So majority of the things, from modeling, extraction, reporting. So when you say reporting, in HANA you don't have anything. So with the use of BO, we need to leverage all the different reporting tools. So
But
again,
Ishwar, how will it automate the process? Like, if some changes happens in the source system, generally in terms of BW, we generally have a process change where it will take the delta loads into the BW system. In HANA, how that the process can be automated here? Do we need to manually do it every time, or how it is?
See, good question, very good question. Well, as of now, still we don't have that kind of any future, but probably shortly where SAP is coming up to address those kind of, the way how you use all the loads automated. But as of now, it's very much manual. But I'm sure that, the way how we are taking much time in BW, it is not going to take that much. Now, let's say pretty simple. When you click the load, but the problem is always you need to identify those tables. Like table-wise, you need to pick that. But as of now, we don't have any feature. Even if you are referring to SP4, we don't have any feature. Because all the views, always we are creating on top of the views, on top of the tables, underlying tables. So all the views will be created. Those basic views will be exposed to your reporting tools, and directly you are doing. So moreover, to support your real-time data, that is the basic piece of HANA. But that part, when you are referring to your process change, as of now, no. It is supposed to come. Still, we are waiting for that feature. Now there is no solution in HANA. Because it's not that much mature, right? So we just recently completed HANA as a 1 year. But technically speaking, how many customers they are using? So majority of the things I can say in terms of either POCs or pilot or proof of concept. Majority of the projects right now we are going. So very few platinum customers they are implementing for their purpose. It may take, it needs to mature a lot. But already the time has started, guys, with the SP4 where on top of HANA, BW is running. So which means maybe if you are from US, you guys are seeing the basic reporting, the basic job opportunities, how it is already started.
One more thing, Ishwar, when it comes to the HANA, is this the only tool which we have as a studio, or do we have any other tools along with that?
From the way how you do administration and modeling point of view, this is the one stop for all your needs. But when you say reporting point of view, those are the different clients. You need to use those separately. But if you are referring tool point of view, yes, this is the only one we have. And apart from this reporting tools and this HANA Studio, we have something called IC, that is Information Composer. So now let's say in general BW, if you want to load any flat files, well, users will give it to you, and we will keep all those files in the application layer, and then we'll load the data, right? But here, where user can directly upload those those flat files into HANA with the use of that IC as a tool. Basically, that's again, it's a client tool. All your reporting tools are nothing but your client tools.
Okay.
And Ishwar, I have a question. We were speaking about HANA is being replaced, RDMS is being replaced by HANA, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, when HANA 2.0 comes, which is a replacement of RDMS, then there is no concept of load and replicate, right? Just everything will be on HANA, just you report out of it.
Exactly. But as of now, while you are migrating from your X database to HANA, when HANA system go lives, so from that point of time, whatever the time you take for either 30 days, 90 days, whatever the time. So to have an option where with the use of this, you can privilege all the data from your source systems. But going forward also, you need to have SAP. Though if you are having your database, but even still SAP is not addressing, from this point of view. But very good question. So going forward, when you say HANA, we don't require to pull any data. But from reporting point of view, so if you are, in the landscape, you have HANA, maybe going forward, maybe we don't require that, where we can automate all the tools that still it has to come from SAP.
So we are speaking there won't be any application layer going forward, HANA and then a presentation layer, that's all. Right?
Exactly, database layer, application. So if you refer all other previous landscapes what we have, so we used to maintain 3 different layers, database, application. The majority of the work is killing at application layer. Now let's say if you are loading in BW system, so while staging from DSO, one DSO to another DSO for the time of activation, which is take huge time, right? So to avoid that, now there is no application. So whatever the huge pressure and burden on source systems and application layer, that is completely moved out and pushed into your database.
Okay, and I hear that going forward there is no use of ABAP because you are going to get data from HANA, not RDBMS.
Exactly. So that is the reason why I said in the session there is no ABAP support from HANA point of view. Because if again you are writing some piece of code in ABAP, you are not doing anything new. Again you are going back. So that is the reason SAP, when you are referring to any database, you have to use SQL, that is SQL. So in contrast to that, we are saying from SAP point of view, it's SQL script. It's very much similar to your SQL, but the way how you call it as SQL script. A few changes from SQL point of view. There are very few changes. If you are very familiar with SQL, that's it. You will play like anything and you can write down any kind of customization scenarios with the use of procedures.
So you are saying there is no feature for ABAP one step.
One more thing.
Yes, guys. Yeah, go ahead, please. ABAP, you are saying something? Yeah.
Yeah. When everything
So
comes. Okay, sorry. Okay, one by one.
Yeah, please, guys. Yeah.
Okay, this is Ashok, and my question is, SAP's plan is to replace all database with a HANA. So if that happens, maybe down the line 5 years or 6 years, whatever, ABAP is going to die.
No.
Where we are going to use ABAP then?
Maybe, right now ABAP, we are saying some kind of a oops, right? So still there may be having, see, I'll tell you one simple example. The way how SAP markets their products, very intelligently they will market their products. If you are referring the BW in 1999, when you got your BW born, the way how they sell, when any customer is taking ERP, BW is free. So that way they started. When BW got their own significance, then they started billing for the BW. Now again, if you are coming back to HANA, we are saying, the way why from different sources we are pulling, still you have your SLT, you have your DXC, everything is there. Still why you are using BODS? That's they are saying it's some kind of a workaround. But technically speaking, it's very strong at transformations, the way how we use in the BODS. But really, if you understand all the features from HANA point of view, when you are referring your SLT, log-based replication, or DXC, why you require? They'll say simply, moreover to support your non-SAP databases, and at the same time, BODS is very strong at transformations. So like this, they don't want to kill their products. So always they encourage their product, and they will. And coming to back again your question, it's not like that every customer is ready to go with HANA as it is too expensive. So there is a one condition, guys, again. So, in the market, if you say, let's say 100 customers, in the 100 customers, probably, even though if you have huge futures, everything, maybe you can say 30 or 40, they are going to take HANA, and remaining people, maybe budget constraints or HANA is expensive. So still that is there. So don't worry if you are a ABAP.
But SAP strategy, tomorrow if they say we are not going to support any other database other than HANA, they have to go with HANA.
No, they won't say like that, because already for the couple of years, as customers are associated with SAP, I don't think so SAP will give that kind of a statement, because at any point of time, if you are associated with at any level, that may be a service, channel, a platinum, whatever the partner. So when they are offering something, you should have some time frame. Now let's talk about your BW. You have something like end of maintenance. So by that time, they are to support. They won't say like, if there is a non-SAP database, we are not going to support. No, it will be there. Okay, next question please. Somebody is trying to ask some question. Yes, please.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Thanks for this, Sharath here. So I just wanted to get some ground level knowledge. So let's say a customer is asking me to provide a modeling report for the number of SKUs which are sold in a particular store, right? So I see the screen where you have tables where Mara, Marcy, all those tables are there. So there are some of the tables which we built specifically a custom table, which is not a standard application, which we built for example rebates. Rebates is very, very complex and huge volumes of data, like in millions of data. So here, as you went to the table column and you found Mara and all those, if anything custom related table which we developed with lot of index and DB in that specific technically. So is that you're going to replicate the same in bringing the table here with all the data or specified data?
No, irrespective of whether it is a standard or customized table, the basic process will be the same.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
It will be the same. It won't change anything. So it will be the same. If you refer to our BW system, it's again, the way how you pull the data depend upon the type of data. It's always restricted to based on the data type. If it is a master data, you will go with business content. If it is a logistics data, you will go for LO. But here, it is completely the process centric. Irrespective of what are the table, irrespective of whether the type is master or transaction data, you are going to use the same model.
Okay.
This is Suresh. I have a question.
Yes, Suresh.
To be frank, the front end for the HANA is nothing but a business objects, and HANA is going to give a semantic layer like a universe, wherein business objects is going to communicate with that semantic layer to get the data. Is that right?
Yes, true.
Okay, and that means HANA does not have its own reporting tools, but it depends on, what you call that, the business object has a front-end tool, and to get the data from source system, we have different sources.
Exactly. From at any point of time, from any source, SAP, non-SAP, from anywhere you can pull the data. But when you say reporting, again, we need to rely on BO. That is the reason why, when they are saying standard edition, enterprise edition, extended enterprise edition. So these are the different ways, when you are going for a deploying the HANA system. So again, it's coming back. Business objects is a SAP tool. So again, if he is giving all the reporting tools in HANA, so nobody will be using BO. So we lost the basic identity of BO. So that is the reason SAP has not come up with some kind of any tool internally for HANA. So you'll be having more from your data base as well, data warehouse point of view. Whatever the features you have in all the systems, you can leverage. And moreover, to address your, the complex problems in terms of your performance point of view. It's moreover to boost up your query performance or load performance. So moreover.
Okay, and in terms of in terms of modeling part in HANA, what is that architecture like? If we talk about BW or BI systems, we can say that it is a extended star schema concept.
Yeah.
What is the concept that we use in HANA to model the data, to get that, different master data and transactional data, and combinedly how we can show that?
Okay, as of now, there is the way how we do in BW modeling with the use of extended star schema. Still, in HANA, we do have only star schema. But at any point of time, the way how you want to connect your tables with the use of different joins, so we can do that with the use of your inner right left out. So all the different text joins, all the features are there. But it's very much similar to your star schema. And the way how you want to use is, now if you are referring your, let's say, attribute view. Now I have 4 or 5 different tables. On top of that, I can create on top of my 5 different tables, I can create one view, this view that is attribute view, and this, if you want to link up with your another view, that is called your analytics. So attribute view is more from your master data tables, and analytical view is something, it is very similar to your info cube. A fact table in the middle surrounded by dimension table. So now instead of using in a star schema, you will use different tables for master, right? So for that, I'll be creating one view with the basic structure, what I have in my analytic view. I'll be linking this, but basically the concept will be the same. Logically, if you are speaking, yes, very much. A fact table in the middle surrounded by several dimensional tables. So, but here, at the same time, we are not using 100% star schema. At the same time, we are not using 100% extended star schema. But we are leveraging those underlying tables by creating some kind of a view, that is attribute view, which is more from master data point of view, and analytics view. It's something like a very much similar to your cube. But there you are saying with a different terminology, but here we are saying views. That's it. That's the basic difference.
Okay.
Ashwar, hey Ashwar, my question is not now linked with the HANA like as a technology at all, but you know, I'm very keen to go forward with this particular tool. So apart from this technology, I'm keen to go ahead with the certification program. So my quick question to you, like while imparting the whole training, will you provide any certification supports?
See, again, altogether right now, if you are located outside the India, directly you can write down certification. But if you are located in India, where you are working in India, you have to take the certification from SAP point of view. Does it make sense? So if you are referring to my, sorry, yeah, go ahead. So
no, so I was thinking that what I was saying, that you support us in the certification program also, like to do, like what the kind of questions?
For that, there will be a different. If you are referring to the basic training part, yes, I'll be covering whatever the knowledge you need from certification point of view. But separately, I'm not taking any sessions or something. Whatever the content from administration, from technically, when you say that is TZH HANA, which is a tab from SAP. So this is the basic knowledge. Very much more than that we are covering in this course. So this is sufficient. Still, if you want any questions or documents separately, I can share with you. So because nowadays it's, if you are planning, do as early as possible, because SAP is coming with some changes for the certification. My advice is, if you are going pretty much after this completing course, yes, you'll very much go for the certification. And ready to write, you can do that as early as possible. Because again, SAP has come up with some changes shortly, not now.
Thanks, man.
Okay, Ishwar, are you going to provide soft copies of this, the certification material, or how you are going to support it?
Well, from SAP point of view, you have the tab. So I'll be providing that tab. Additionally, so for each different classes, I'll be using my own PPTs, and for lab point of view, I'll be sharing you a few documents with the screenshots. So apart from that TZ HANA, apart from my class documents, and apart from my different notes, which is topic wise, like if today we are completed the basic session. So tomorrow we'll start up with the use cases. So as I shown you, yeah. So this will be the next class for us. So after this, again you will be having next class with the architecture. Then we'll go for the basics in little bit terminology, and then we'll go for attribute view. So like that, for each respective class, you'll be having a different slide deck At the same time, for your lab point of view, you'll be having a screenshot with the basic procedures. And anyhow, you have your system access online, you can do. That's any time. Yep.
Awesome. So how long will we be getting the server access?
Hey guys, your voice is too low. Could you please speak a little bit louder? I'm unable to hear you.
Yeah. How long will we be getting the server access to do all this modeling?
Are you talking about the system or the class hours or what exactly? Because still your voice is, a little bit low. Okay, server access. Sharath. Yes, okay. Sharath, once you complete the class, probably we need 30 to 35 hours, the way how, I think right now all the guys are very much familiar with the, from basics point of view, you guys are very much familiar with the SAP as well data warehouse, and a few guys are very much familiar with, from the way. So for this, I don't think so we'll be going, huge hours or something. For you guys, 30 maximum, minimum 30, maximum 35, what I feel. In between, I can complete this. And if you are referring the server access, yes. Once you start your session, and by the way, when you complete the course, after that also you'll be having additionally 1 week maximum. It's not like 5 months or 6 months. So once you complete the course, after that, probably last time when I was speaking with my guys, there couple of requests they came up. So normally in general, so when you are taking training, so start, end. But after the end also, we'll be providing additionally some more weeks. Does it make sense here, Sharath? That is that you are referring, right? The question. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, any questions, guys? Or else we can conclude the call.
Can you send that the course content, please, Ishwar, if you don't mind?
Oh, sorry. I thought it's already shared for you. So you want me to see, you want to see the course content now, or you want me to mail?
Yeah, you can send a soft copy to us so that, we can just go through it.
Okay, our guys will be sending you. You will receive after this call.
Okay, thank you.
And Ishwar, is there any prerequisite to start this course? Is there anything I should know before starting this?
Well, as I don't think so you need any prerequisite or something.
Hello?
If you are very much, Sravanthi, hang on 1 minute please. So we are almost coming to end. Let me answer this question. So it's, if you are very much familiar with the database basics as well data warehouse basics, that's enough. Because the guys, the way how you are asking questions, so I feel that you don't require any basics or something. So you are very much ready to go. Because the little basic phenomena, the terminology, when you say fact table, dimension table, you guys are very much familiar.
Yeah, I know little about the database. I'm from the technical background. I know about a little about the database, and I don't have much knowledge on the business warehouse.
Hey, don't worry. See, when we are referring to one particular concept, now let's say I'll say star schema. So I'll be addressing that. When you say star schema, it a large fact table in the middle surrounded by several dimensional table. So when you say dimension table, it consists of your master data, where in BW we used to call it as a characteristic, and remaining all the things are as attributes. Like this, I'll be giving you details, and then I'll jump into the topic. It's not like that simply directly I can start the basic thing, because I need to drive the show by taking all the guys in a parallel. So I do understand few guys are from non-data warehouse background. For them, I'll be covering. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Sravanthi, you there?
There is a question from Sharath on the chat.
Yeah, it seems. Yeah, just now I saw. What will be the position I can work after I learn HANA? HANA developer is correct. My core function is CRM. Good question, Sharath. But normally, so far, now let's say if we are having, you are referring to SCM retail consultant. Okay. Now, if you are, the way how you are working with a different experience, so depend upon your experience and capabilities from HANA, maybe you will become a solution owner or architect or principal, so like this. Again, it's depend. But at this point of time, I can say either HANA consultant rather than saying HANA developer. Maybe in US, normally we used to call that HANA developer. But in generally, from SAP point of view, it is HANA consultant very much. If you have some more than 10 years experience, where you are very much well versed with that technically, maybe you can become, architect also. But it may take some more time. Not at least you need to work 1 or 2 different projects. Thanks, Sharad. That was a good question. Okay, that's it. My end.
Hello?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, Sravanthi. Yeah, we are there. We are almost end.
Okay,
So
sure. I have sent the link for the course content in chat. I have sent it.
Okay.
You all can
so
check.
Do you want to speak with your guys?
Yeah, I'll speak.
Okay, I'm dropping the call, guys. Still you have any questions, or can I drop the call?
Yeah, that's it, sir. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Okay,
Ishwar.
thanks, guys. Thanks for your time.
Thanks,
have
man.
a nice weekend. Enjoy your time. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello?